Wait, guys, how are we gonna play our video games?
I have no idea.
This is utterly preposterous.
Wait a minute, guys. I know.
How?
We'll use controller.
Oh!
Alright, gang, welcome to Addressing the Allegations, the only podcast you will ever watch. My name's Wolfgang Drake.
My name is Connor Mullen.
My name is David Brown.
My name is William, and it's my last name.
So we have a lot of controllers to cover, and the first one we're going to cover is,
It's
time for the
controller, the thing that popularized the D-pad. I like it a lot. You press the button, and you have a good time, and you play Mario 3, and then you die.
So here's what I think, right? This controller is really small, and I don't like the button.
So I'd say this controller's pretty good for playing Mario. I'd say though there's so much better controllers out there.
Okay, cool, Game Boy.
They see
Game
you.
Boy.
And it's like an NES controller, except brick.
Wow.
So, this thing is really heavy for some reason, but I kind of like
Brick.
that. Wait, how much? This thing costs 4 AA batteries.
4 batteries for Super Mario Land 2?
It
I
just
mean-
doesn't die.
I was gonna say, it's gonna die if I hit it with a rock, but honestly, it's made out of hard plastic.
It's going to break the
very
rock.
heavy. I don't think it will die if I hit it with a rock.
I'd have to say,
Yeah, Dwayne The Rock
this
Johnson would
thing's
not stand
durability
down.
might have to be up there with the Nokia. I'd say, it just looks like a brick.
Okay, I would have to agree with Wolfgang. If you threw this at Dwayne The Rock Johnson, it would not break the thing.
not.
It would-
The SNES controller, it's pretty cool. It has shoulder buttons, which is pretty big.
love shoulders.
Revolution, guys, like the Nintendo Revolution.
So this thing is incredibly light. It like there's nothing in my hand.
I
So
feel
like you could throw it
On
at
a scale, I could
I
throw
can't
that Dwayne The Rock Johnson.
I can't focus on like how revolutionary it is with like all 4 buttons because it's just so light. Ugh!
I mean, it feels like negative pounds, I'd have to say.
Yeah, pretty much.
Though, I'd say it's better than the NES, and, this thing revolutionized the gaming community, and I just have to say, it's so emotional having it in my hand right now, it just...
Okay, so I have 2 things to say about this. If you threw it at Dwayne The Rock Johnson, it would do nothing, and
Yeah,
it also is
probably.
less dense than air. It is flying away currently.
Oh no, it's flying away.
All right, what's next?
Anyways,
the
onto
Game Boy Advance.
I am holding it upside down.
Is that Game Boy Color?
Okay, listen. So I use this thing for about 50 hours. Yeah, 50 hours playing Mother 1, Mother 3, and Mother 3 again. And I gotta say, it's pretty comfortable. Like it's the shoulder buttons don't really click enough, but I like the feel of it. All right.
I'd say the buttons feel like very stiff and stuck. Like they don't feel very good. They feel how you feel when watching the Emoji Movie.
Wow.
And I have to say, I mean, it's alright.
On a scale
it's
of
alright.
having Legend of Zelda Ocarina of Time to not having Legend of Zelda Ocarina of Time, it is on the not having Legend of Zelda Ocarina of Time.
That's a very apt scale.
I don't know. I just like it. It's surprisingly really small when I saw it, and the I don't like how the shoulder buttons are like they're just not that click. The D-pad is pretty good. Why is it so small?
It works for me.
But if you-
Because if you
Alright.
throw it at Dwayne The Rock Johnson,
All
it
right,
would not
listen,
hurt.
listen, everybody. It's I hate to admit it, but it's GameCube time. We
We're skipping over like N64.
Yeah,
and-
we don't
and
have any
PlayStation.
N64. We don't have any
And the Apple Pay, because we don't have those
I
controllers.
love Apple Pay.
Okay, listen. Let's just like
Part of the group. Okay, I just have a question. Why are there 2 analog sticks?
Okay, so we're gonna talk about this at play one. This one's very accurate to the original. We don't have the original, but this one's like pretty much. The GameCube controller is great, but it's kind of like thin. Like the thighs are really thin, which is a big problem for a guy like me.
Wait, you need to make sure they have a good personality.
Thin size and lives.
It's really weird how there is a Z button, but none on the other side. But honestly, the triggers are excellent. The button layout is weird, but like really smart. But the C stick, what the f is going on with the C stick?
I'd have to
Language,
say
Mr.
that,
Wolfgang.
in my
Whatever.
personal opinion, I think that the GameCube controller is one of the worst controllers.
Wow.
Anyways, yellow stick, weird D-pad, single button, wire. Fly Gap.
When I first held this, I almost thought it was the original until I realized how the grip feel really out of place, and then I proceeded to have a brain aneurysm.
That's true. He did. I can confirm.
But otherwise, it's really good. But I.
Oh, it's Wii time, bitch.
Who's going
Okay,
first?
me.
Alright, David.
Since I have the controllers that I own, I have like core memories of playing Lego Star Wars Complete Saga on the Wii with my father, and also beating the crap out of him in bowling. I am using the Force to kill all of you.
Alright, well,
Yeah, this is pretty good. I like waggling it so much. I have had the desire to like do something like waggle it on like a
rub your
computer game so much.
okay, so
I do like how the Wiimote on its side is the NES controller. That's kind of cool and it makes a lot of sense.
I'd have to say, using the Nintendo Wii, I have a lot of fond memories. I'd have to say this is peak controller design.
Alright, everybody, you know what time it is? Wait, we're in the home stretch now.
Alright, guys, I'm
just the Joy-Cons by themselves. Alright.
okay. Mario Party. I am playing WarioWare.
Okay. What do you have to say about them?
I prefer them when they're together. Like
No divorce.
my parents.
Oh yeah.
No, actually, they're better apart.
He actually is divorced in real life.
Yeah, they're better when they're apart, like my parents.
Unlike my parents, these things are fucking tiny. Okay. They're upstairs right now. By the way. Okay, listen. These things. Why are they so small? Like they couldn't have made this like a little bit bigger, just like a little bit wider.
That's why they have these things.
That's like you pretty much have to use the grip. Like, and even then, it's like they're still small. The buttons
Harry
are still
Potter
small.
Hogwarts Legacy.
I'm so glad that we figured out how to play our games. Yeah, I'm so glad.
What a joyous occasion.
Wait, guys, we can't actually play this game. It's a PS1 game.
God darn it. These games are really cool.
And this math is really math.
If only there was a way to combine them.
Boy, do I have a game for you!
I love CoolMathGames.
Welcome to Adjusting the Allegations, your one-stop shop for anything math, games, or cool. My name is David Brown.
My name is William, and I'm too afraid to give my last name.
My name is Connor Mullen.
My name is Wolfgang Drake.
Anyways, today we're going to be talking about cool math games.
I love cool math games.
Oh, I know that.
It's a staple of my existence.
All right, so we got a bunch of different franchises to talk about today. So the first one we want to talk about is the
run!
All right, so the Run franchise comes in 3 flavors: Run 1, 2, and Run 3.
Run 3
I
goaded
think
for
you
real.
well, buddy.
for
We
real.
can't say that second one that you said.
Okay, Run
Anyways,
1.
In Run 1, you play this little guy. He's the run guy.
Actually, it's a girl.
They
You
are
play this
the
little
run
fellow.
girl. This little fellaroni. Her name is the Run Girl.
So Run 1 is a pretty like simple game. It's just like running in a corridor. It has this interesting mechanic where if you run against the walls, you flip gravity onto those walls, which makes sense because it's in space. So the game is pretty similar to Run 3, which we'll talk about later. But the first game is just kind of
The physics are clunky
boring.
and stuff.
yeah, it's a little boring. It's a little clunky, but it still works.
Yeah,
I've
jumping from the Abomination. Run 3 is basically just a revamped, better version of Run 1.
So
so good.
what's weird about Run 3, and nobody talks about this, is that it has like hours of content.
Yeah.
Like it is so weird for a cool math game. Like
There's no story.
it has a huge story mode with like tons of different characters
It's
and
like
like
an angel.
like so many alternate
God
routes.
is real.
I've never finished Run
Oh, also
3, and
you're-
I don't think anybody has.
Also, you're technically breaking the law in Run 3.
Wait, well, I mean, yeah.
Skater guy.
Skater guy.
Introduced in the Abomination. That is.
So
the
I'm so
sequel.
sorry, but the skater guy was introduced in the
sequel.
in the second installment.
Run 3, it has to be like top 3 cool math games of all time.
Yeah.
Literally top 1.
Literally, it's top 1 for like at least 5 years
And you know
standing
what
now.
top 2 is? Something for a franchise we'll talk about later.
Yeah, later.
Actually, anyway, we're ready.
So the next franchise we're gonna talk about is like an icon in Cool Math Games history, but nobody really plays it anymore. And that
Fire
game,
Boy and Water Girl. in the Forest
Yo!
that game, of course. So
Yeah.
this has an entire huge franchise. Personally, I was never big into
The
Fire Boy and
history
Water Girl,
behind
but-
it.
There is no real lore to it.
What I will have to say is, Fireboy and Water Girl, that game with my sister during school,
Yeah.
because, yeah.
Okay, so Fire Boy and Water Girl is a 2-player puzzle platformer game in which one player controls Fire Boy with the WASD keys. The Water Girl and Fire Boy are controlled with opposite ends of the keyboard, with WASD controlling Water Girl and the arrow keys controlling Fire Boy.
And every other 2-player game copied their own controls.
Yeah,
like it's
50
pretty much
puzzle
they're
platforms
pretty
with
much
2 players.
all copies of Fire Boy and Water Girl.
But Fire Boy and Water Girl is the original, allegedly.
It's the OG.
But
So
Must be writing
it's
better for
very
real.
fun. There's the blue water, the red fire,
Green
liquid,
acid.
and the green acid.
Wait.
Get it. It's okay.
So again, I was never
Green
too big
sludge.
into Fire Boy and Water Girl, but I feel like Connor would have a lot of experience in this because he had a twin
remember
sister.
forcing
So
them to
Well, I still have one. They're not dead.
Well, they aren't yet.
allegedly at one point he had a twin sister.
I really
so I
wanna
feel like you should talk about like.
know
Do you have any like memories growing up with Fire Boy and Water Girl?
I remember purposely dying so we couldn't get the level done to annoy her.
That's honestly so Sigma. That's actually cool.
I remember I was not good at it. I could not get through many levels.
Though I did also play that game a
I-
lot solo.
Legitimately, why would you ever play it with someone else when you could play it with yourself? And it's honestly a better experience because you don't have to go through the
Because that's the point of the game.
Okay.
Why would you ever play Jackbox with other people? You can just play by yourself and win every time. It's not even easier.
I
You
mean,
don't have to deal with other people.
oh, I hate.
That's the point of the game.
This is why you have no
This is
bitches.
why I don't play Fire Boy and Water.
Maybe that's why you have no friends.
Sorry.
We hate
best
you
friend.
now.
I never really liked the aesthetic of Fire Boy and Water. I've never been into like jungle things, and I never liked the way it looked. Granted, I was a stupid child, but still.
I mean, you are a stupid child.
If one big franchise love to talk about, and that is my personal favorite franchise in all of CoolMathGames, maybe even all of gaming. It's definitely not, but like it might be. And that franchise, of course, the legend, the iconic Papa's series of cooking games.
I love being paid by tips and nothing else.
You do get paid by other things.
I'm talking about in the games.
You get paid by the tips.
In the games, you get paid every 5 days.
Oh, I never made it that far.
You're a fake fan.
On the game.
So honestly, honestly, Papa Sushiria is peak game. It's probably my favorite in the series, but the whole series is just so.
Anyways, yeah, my favorite thing to do in Papa's games is mess with Wally, cause I don't know, it's fun.
My favorite thing to do in Papa games is play the games.
Yeah, and also the Papa Louie games are very fun. Unfortunately, they never got the transition from Flash to legal.
What are the Papa Louie games?
It's basically where you
It's
play
this
as the
really,
Papa
really
characters.
weird it's like a 2D platformer.
Oh, yeah, I think
in
I've
the
heard of that.
universe where you.
Yeah,
like,
there's
play
Papa.
it.
Whereas when Pizza Attack, which isn't on CoolMathGames, when Burgers Attack, which is on CoolMathGames but is Flash, and when Ice Cream Attacks, which is also on CoolMathGames but it's weird, but it kind of I guess makes sense because Freezeria is the most popular one on CoolMathGames.
There's also one other Papa's well, it's not really Papa's series, but it's made by the same developers and has similar art style, and that is of course Jack Smith.
Jack Black.
Oh yeah, I played that one.
So Jack Smith is really weird because it's like it's pretty similar to the Papa's games, but it has a lot more like linear progression involved. Like all the Papa's games are about progression, but like Jack Smith is way more. And also it's really weird because you make swords instead of food.
Those make bows and
Well, I mean,
I wasn't-
swords technically could be
fake
a thing.
fan. You haven't
I didn't play it when I was a child, but I got a lot. When I was a younger child, but I got pretty into it in like 9th grade, and
I'm gonna have a mental breakdown real quick. Sorry.
So honestly, it's pretty fun, but I still like Sushiria and Wingeria more.
I like the pizzeria and the burgeria. I've never made it to day 5 in one since I always just stopped playing them.
Idiot! You're a fake fan.
Anyways, yeah, the games that don't have
the character customizer. The character customizer is very fun, but it's like really limited.
Yeah, it's like really.
William, you haven't spoken for the past like billion years.
I've really not played many Papa's games.
Why would you hold the microphone here and then angle your head here? The opposite direction.
Almost as crazy as
You guys can't see it right now, but he's sitting like a lunatic.
To our audio
Sitting like
listeners.
this.
Okay,
The
so
Papa's Games
so like
are
he's sitting crisscross applesauce, but his one leg is like up at the same height as his head, and he's just sitting like that
This is how he's sitting.
the Papa's Games are pretty cool.
into the microphone.
The Papa's Games are pretty cool. Although I haven't gone past day 2 because I got bored with the
You
gameplay.
all are frauds.
You're a
never
fraud,
had
William.
childhood.
I played Jack Smith instead. It's better.
What were you doing
Jack
instead?
Smith is
Playing,
fake, I will give you that.
playing everybody's favorite game, Factory Bowls Christmas Edition?
Yeah. Yeah, baby.
This is a overall, CoolMathGames is a thinly veiled disguise of an educational platform that simply exists as a way to host independent video games. It does teach kids skills, but barely any of them have anything to do with math.
Yeah, I may have made a mistake.
But without CoolMathGames, we'd never get to experience the greatness of Factory Balls Christmas Edition.
God bless CoolMathGames.
These games, they're just too good.
And my PlayStation 5, the graphics, they're just too high quality.
And I absolutely hate seeing more than 20 pixels on screen.
Guys, you're not gonna believe this, but I've got the console just for you. Welcome back to Addressing the Allegations, the most retro-assessed playlist on the whole planet. I'm William, and I'm too afraid to give my last name.
I am David Brown.
I am Honorary.
I'm Wolfgang Drake, and we don't have a lot of ground to cover today. We're talking about Atari Games mentioned in the intro. So, Atari Games, they're a little special, right? David, what is your, overall thought about these games we played?
I mean, they all have a lot of charm. They're very charming. They charm me. But, they're all quite boring and not really fun to play. William, what do you think?
Honestly, they weren't too bad. They were passable. I can see why people enjoyed them back in the day. But especially if I'm locked in a room with an Atari 2600, I'm first gonna try and get out.
Atari 2600 or Bear.
But can you play combat on a Bear?
Combat. I hated combat. Oh my god. Connor, what do you think?
I think the Atari games make you want to gouge my own eyeballs out.
What do you think about combat?
Combat, I mean, it was fine. Thank God, no other games are like the Atari games, because they are terrible. Good thing we advanced as a video game society.
Yeah, we wanted to play William. So she has a lot of games, but she has a lot of games, but also no games.
Let's talk about games.
There was some games we wanted to play, like Star Wars, Cubert, whatever, but we couldn't because we didn't have the proper console.
Yeah. Okay, hi guys, I'm Wolfgang. Okay, so I think my personal favorite game of the collection was Breakout. I'm pretty good at aiming games, and Breakout. I found it to be a lot of fun because it's pretty simple. It's just move the paddle with it. I played with the paddle controller. I probably would have hated it if I didn't play with the paddle controller. But yeah, it's just pretty simple game. It's like kind of sit down, just pretty repetitive, but I liked it. What do you think, Connor?
Well, Wolfgang, I think that Breakout was also pretty good. I mean, yeah, I'm not sure what else to say. All the other games were pretty bad.
My favorite game would have had to be probably Centipede because I understood what to do immediately. But even if E.T. Is the worst game ever, it's so funny. The only thing you can do is walk around and get.
Well, let's talk about some other game. I don't know. We got I'm looking at this collection now and I'm realizing, oh my god, these were nothing. These games were nothing.
Donkey Kong.
I was gonna say Donkey Kong. I haven't played Donkey Kong, but David has. David, what do you think about that?
I sucked at it. I don't like not knowing how to control things. I like control. That's why I am the dictator.
I really like the way Donkey Kong looks in the game. He's just. What do you think, Connor?
So, in my humble opinion, I think that Donkey Kong, the actual game is good, but on the Atari, Donkey Kong is the best looking character. All the pixels.
All 8 of them, bro.
Yeah, I know. They really showed his personality, and then his character traits shine through.
You're not.
I think Donkey Kong on the Atari telling an incredible story of a giant red blob. It's stealing a plumber's girl. I said a big red blob. Stealing a plumber's girlfriend.
No, fuck the Centipede. Let's talk about Centipede. Most of us played that, right?
Yeah, think of Centipede.
Yeah,
Centipede and the movie Pixel.
I locked in so hard at Centipede, it wasn't even funny. I locked in so hard, and then the very end, I died. It was ridiculous.
we should have just done Nintendo games. This sucks. Like, there's nothing to say about them. They all suck. They're all nothing games. Also, Superman is so fucking confusing. I think it was broken.
Any games on my 3DS.
River Raid. I didn't like it. River Raid is my Wolfgang's, my father's favorite Atari game. I didn't like it. I thought it was stupid. It was confusing, and it was weird, and it wasn't fun, and I don't like it. Connor, what do you think?
Well, Wolfgang, I think that River Raid was the best Atari game I played here. Is the only interesting one. I like how you could shoot the fuel. Now, David, what do you have to say?
I didn't play River Raid. I was watching Are You Racist test on Instagram.
I was watching Dragon Ball Daima.
Anyway, during River Raid is my mother's game. It's also my mother's favorite game. I don't know why. There are much better games on the thing, even better shooters. I think. River Raid, like I can tell, like is probably one of the like better games for the console. But it's not really the best. Combat was better.
All right, listen. I gotta say, the one I think looked the best was Pitfall. I mean, like, I didn't play it, but it did look the best. Like it had
7 pixels.
it had like an actual foreground, an actual background, it had actual like art design instead of Donkey Kong the red blob man.
What was going on in Superman? Like,
I like the way Pitfall looked. It looked good. It looked. No, it didn't look like it'd be fun to play, but the art design, I guess, was the best.
We also played Ms. Pac-Man.
Oh, Miss Pac-Man!
Oh,
Right off my goat, Miss Pac-Man!
It's Pac-Man more like they than Pac-Man. Not funny. Don't laugh. Don't laugh at that. That joke was terrible. Miss Pac-Man was pretty fun. And, anyways, yeah, Miss Pac-Man was fine.
I liked Ms. Pac-Man more than, like, just like the arcade, I liked Ms. Pac-Man more than I liked regular Pac-Man. My favorite Atari games were definitely the ones that were just trying to be the arcade games. I felt like those were the most fun and, like, the most accurate. All the other games were just confusing, and I didn't get them. Which, I mean, I don't know what I expected. I should have played the games with a manual, but, like, wow, this was really not a fun time.
Alright guys, we need to play, the generic outro music.
What about? We forgot to talk about books.
Yeah, overall, these games, I mean, yeah, they were kind of fun. I mean, I liked the arcadey games, yeah.
I mean, like, the games, they were just, they were games at the least.
the art style is very charming. A lot of charm, nostalgia, whatever.
Oh, yeah, these games where I can see where I can't do it anymore. I just can't do it anymore. They were not good. They were all. Why did people like this?
How do they do this? These games were terrible!
Like, actually, what the like,
terrible!
like, they're absolute like,
It's like absolute. There's like no value, especially not in Yeah.
And you know what the worst part about this is? The worst part is that, adjusted for inflation, these games nowadays are worth over $120! 120 what?
Old George, his wife, and their kids, Mina and Nick, sat on their couch, while old Harold, his husband... Hello, welcome back to Addressing the Allegations, My name is Connor.
My name is Wolfgang.
My name is David.
my name is Chalinsky.
So today we are going to be talking about banned books.
We're gonna talk about like some examples of banned books and talk about why books are banned. To start off, we have one specific book in the Captain Underpants series. Now, the Captain Underpants series as a whole is contested for reasons we'll get into later, but this book specifically is highly contested among schools. David, can you tell us why?
There's a gay person in it. So, anyways, they say old Harold, his husband, and their twins Owen and Kay, the illustration of Harold and his husband together. Obviously, since it's a book for children that has a gay person in it, that's not even a plot point, that's reason to kick it out of all schools and burn every copy.
So, notably also the entire rest of the Captain Underpants series has also been contested due to its anti-establishment themes and due to its obviously like inappropriate toilet humory language.
I can understand why, though. I feel like they're just overreacting. I mean, it's meant for kids, so of course it's gonna have like potty humor and stuff, like they're children. Well, they think it's going to corrupt their minds.
Now we have my favorite banned book, Mouse by Art Spiegelman, which was written by Art Spiegelman about his father's experience during the Holocaust, since he's Jewish. The characters are depicted through different types of animals, which Jews being mice, Germans being cats, and I think Polish being pigs.
I've not read Mouse.
Swastika on the cover, by the way.
I've heard about Mouse, but what I'm thinking is there is a swastika on the cover, so that would be the reason why the book is banned, because like they don't want to teach kids like history because they're scared of scaring the kids.
It's actually banned because there's 8 curse words and 1 panel of a nude woman. When Mouse was banned by a Tennessee school district, it shot to Amazon's top-selling list of books.
I have in fact not read Mouse. I actually think this is a very important book that should be like more widespread. It should definitely be more widespread. This is a actual story. One time, because I didn't know what it went, I drew a swastika somewhere, and I had thought it was a cool symbol. I didn't know what it meant. Guess who? I learned pretty quickly what it meant. I learned surprisingly quick.
You see, I have never read the previous mentioned book.
Very good book, and I hate to hear anybody uneducated about the tragedies that happened all around the world during the Second World War, because it's disgusting. In the year 2023, 4,200 books were challenged to be banned. 4,240 books were challenged to be banned in the United States. It's ridiculous.
So we have some more books to talk about. We have some books that were actually like school curriculum books. At least they were in my school, this is the local focus. So so that makes sense. I would like to talk about Fahrenheit 431 by Ray Bradbury. So this is an often contested book, which is ironic because it's about contesting books.
I see that was kind of ironic. They're trying to stop the message about contested books, and I see that is just a worse look on them.
I also feel like the book is very profound, and a lot of its statements about like the attention spans of the youth is very accurate. Anyway, Will, what do you think about this next book?
Honestly, I honestly don't remember much about the books I read because I'm not much of a big reader. I read these books, all the Harry Potter books with my dad, and I think I got partway through like the most recent one released. I positively remember the books. Although I don't like the author very much, I'm pretty sure. They were originally banned because witchcraft.
So to quote my favorite Simpsons scene, look, it's J.K. Rowling, the author of the Harry Potter series. Die!
So, the book about, people in England in it, where they, witchcraft and anti-establishment. They don't want children to be reading these.
The irony of the banning of the Bible is that, like, a super conservative town, they ban a bunch of books because of their, like, inappropriate content, and so somebody was like, hey, you guys should check out this book. It's about they hate women and they promote slavery and stuff, and so then they read the Bible and they banned it because of its violence and hatred, violence and like misogynistic themes.
My favorite thing to ban Captain Underpants for: excessive violence.
And now, on the topic of books, we are going to have an interview with the librarian at Cherry Hill High School East to get their opinion and experience on the matter.
So what is your name, title, job?
I'm Ms. O'Reilly, Library and Media Specialist here at Cherry Hill High School East.
Have you ever had to remove any books from your shelves due to them being banned?
We have not.
Would you consider this town to be more lenient when it comes to what's allowed on shelves?
I can't speak for the town as a whole. I can say that I have never had a challenge come up about a library book.
Would you consider, are there any books you think shouldn't really be in the school's curriculum or library?
So there's two separate pieces there. There's the curricular piece, which the board decides what books students are required to read. But part of that policy, too, does give a caveat where parents can choose to not have their child participate in a particular reading. But then there's also the library bookshelf piece, where a student chooses to read the items as opposed to it being mandated by their teacher that they have to read, a certain thing. So, given that students are able to choose what they want, usually it is a little more lenient what we can have on the shelves, because we're not forcing anyone to read any specific thing. It's just a collection of all things, and then you choose on your own what you're interested in reading.
How do you think book banning will affect the children's future?
So anytime information is withheld, I think that people are affected because you don't have access to all of the information that is available to you or could potentially be available to you. All right, cool. Let me know if you guys need it.
So, after reading all of these banned books, I just gotta say, guys, I love communism.
Yeah!
Screw that state.
I love Ted Kaczynski. Every single thing he ever did was correct.
Hell's not as bad as you seem. I mean, you read the Divine Comedy?
Satan is hot.
I really, after reading all these books, I really want to marry a black man.
All in all, I think it's better to reign in hell than serve in heaven.
And always remember...
Has this ever happened to you?
Hey, David, give me 100 bazillion, gafillion, $1
What the fuck?
Well, we've got the story for you. Hey guys, welcome back to Just the Allegations, the most expensive podcast ever recorded. My name is Wolfgang Drake. My name is William, and I'm too afraid to give my last name.
My name is David Cash Money Brown.
My name is Connor Big Bucks Mullen.
And today we have a very interesting story for you all. We have the story of a Russian company suing Google $20 decillion. Alright, Will, you want to tell them about the story?
So basically, this suit actually began in 2020 for the war. Actually, Russian Wagner Group channels were being terminated, and if you don't know, Wagner was terminated due to their war crimes and stuff. And so basically, the suit was started at $1,000 and would double every week since 2020 with no limit. And apparently, there was also an extra $1,000 for every day they did not comply. But I don't think that was forever. I think it was for 9 months. In 2022, apparently the lawsuit was expanded.
Wow, I wonder why.
I can't actually think of a very good reason for this. I wonder if there's any. I wonder if there's any significant Russian events that would have caused that to expand.
Any sort of reason why Russia would be particularly against America and its companies that transpires in 2022.
So anyway, a bunch of stuff happened. A bunch of weeks passed, and so now we're here.
Okay, so this ruling for them winning the suit was from a Russian court. So, of course, a Russian court is going to rule that Russia gets the money. Because it's a Russian... even past that, they probably were paying the court anyways.
One of my favorite parts about this story is the fact that, in the original tweet where I heard about this, the last bullet point read, Google has no intentions of paying the suit, which... you all are going to see, not only do they have no intention to pay the suit, they have absolutely no ability whatsoever to pay the suit. Connor, what do you think? Do you have anything to add?
I think that Russia is being a bit over dramatic.
A little bit.
A wee bit. And I think they're being a bit salty. They're still mad about the space race. I just say it's a bit above average. The tax brackets.
Okay, listen, yes. So, what I would like to mention is that not only does this surpass the amount of money on the planet, to put it into a little more perspective, there is an estimated number of grains of sand that exist on the Earth, right? If you were to square the number of grains of sand that exist on the entire planet, it would not equate the amount of money that Google is being sued for.
There's more money than there are atoms in the human body. There are a 1/1,000,000th the amount of money that Google is being sued.
You see, this amount of money is so exponentially high that the amount of money is higher than the amount of stars that are known in the observable universe.
Could buy around 80 decillion gumballs with.
What I do think is notable is that pennies are 0.75 inches in diameter. So if you were to have that amount of money in pennies, it would be 7.5 times 10 to the 35th inches long that stack would be, which is 1.18 times 10 to the 31st miles, or 2 quintillion light years long. The circumference of a circle would be 6.28 times 10 to the 18th light years long, which is 47 million times larger than the circumference of the entire observable universe.
Jesus Christ!
And this amount of money is just like a really big, for real, oh my god, gang. From my very extensive research, I have concluded that with the viable evidence, this is more money than years the universe has existed.
Just to put everything in perspective, it would take 160 million rats to wrap around the circumference of the Earth.
Cool. So, like, what exactly does this have to do with Russia?
I don't know.
Oh, well, okay, bye. I just say it's a bit above average, like, I mean, the tax brackets.
Okay, listen, yes, so, what I would like to mention is that not only does this surpass the amount of money on the planet, to put it into a little more perspective, there is an estimated number of grains of sand that exist on the Earth, right? If you were to square the number of grains of sand that exist on the entire planet, it would not equate the amount of money that Google is being sued for.
There's more money than there are atoms in the human body. There are like a 1/1,000,000th the amount of money that Google is being sued.
You see, this amount of money is so exponentially high that the amount of money is higher than the amount of stars that are known in the observable universe.
Could buy around 80 decillion gumballs with.
What I do think is notable is that pennies are 0.75 inches in diameter. So if you were to have that amount of money in pennies, it would be 7.5 times 10 to the 35th inches long. That stack would be, which is 1.18 times 10 to the 31st miles, or 2 quintillion light years long. The circumference of a circle would be 6.28 times 10 to the 18th light years long, which is 47 million times larger than the circumference of the entire observable universe.
Jesus Christ. And this amount of money is just like a really big, for real, oh my god, gang. From my very extensive research, I have concluded that with the viable evidence, this is more money than years the universe has existed.
Just to put everything in perspective, it would take 160 million rats to wrap around the circumference of the Earth.
Cool. So, like, what exactly does this have to do with Russia?
Oh, well, okay, bye.